Wait until your car has cooled down and there's no pressure in this hose or you will die.
What's up, YouTube? Today is radiator day. There it is, my Mishimoto aluminum radiator, and I bought the silicone hoses to go with it as well. Those are going in the VR4 today. The car's been running great. It hasn't been getting hot or anything like that. This is more just kind of preventative maintenance. The radiator in this car looks like it may have gotten hot at one time. The car's, what, 30, almost 30 years old? Not quite yet. No, I don't know. I can't math right now, but it's a 92, so I think it's 30 something. Here's what the radiator kind of looks like. You can see it's discolored at the top, which, you know, it could have gotten hot at one time, and it's just time. The aluminum radiator that I have is going to be a little bit wider and flow a lot better, and it's probably going to look better in here too, so I don't mind doing it. You know, it's just peace of mind going down the road. I know that everything is going to be good to go. So it's time to get this thing up in the air. I have my quick jacks all set up. Here's my little control center there where the hoses plug in, and I've got my quick jacks up underneath the car. If you're like me and you're working out of your garage and you don't have a real lift, these things are invaluable. I've had them for a few years now, 2-3 years, something like that. I use them all the time. They're perfect for the DIY guy working out of his garage. Seems my hood struts are getting a little weak, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my little umbrella holder thing in here and let it rest on that for now. I don't really feel like getting knocked in the head while I'm in here messing around. So as I pull the front end of this car, that whole section down to get to the bottom of the radiator, I'll get a chance to look at that aero portion and find out what's happening with it. And if it's good, I'll get it plugged in or whatever it needs, and hopefully I'll have active aero working on this car. I've never taken one of these apart, so I don't know exactly which bolts I'm supposed to pull out to get this thing off, so I'm just gonna kind of go slow and work my way around. But this is what it looks like underneath the car here. You can see something's been boogered up under here. This is all just a plastic, I don't know. I don't really know how this works yet until I get it apart. So evidently, it just pushes down from the front, this little bracket. There's another one on that side right there. And this motor, I guess, will activate this and just kind of like pop it down and pull it back up into place. So I'll need to double check that this motor is still working, but it's a pretty simple little system, I guess. I opted to go with these blue hoses. I was gonna do the red, but then I was like, red on red, and it just gets boring. Coolant signifies, I don't know, just blue comes to mind when I think of coolant, cooling things down, so I thought it'd be cool to have blue. And these were only, I think these hoses were like 70 bucks, and the other ones were like over 100 and something, just for a different color, so blue hoses. Well, that turns easy, so that's a plus. I feel like fluid should be draining out of this. Oh, because I have the cap on, so I bet it's gonna come gushing out. Yes, I should probably take the cap off. Is that righty-tighty? Yeah, it's lefty-loosey. There we go. Okay, that looks better. All right, now it's getting in my face. Clean and shiny. Because everything is so compact in here, the best way, well, I don't know if it's the best way, but it's definitely going to make your life a little bit easier. So I just unhooked my coil wires right here, just these three, got those out of the way. The air intake from the turbos, let's see, I've just loosened these hoses because you got to sneak in here to get to this lower radiator hose. And I ended up just taking out the whole air box so I could slide a screwdriver in this way. It's a Phillips head. It's the same exact clamp as the ones that were up here. So I finally got it to slide off, and then it goes down and snakes all the way down to the bottom down there. So we'll go underneath the car and pull that off. I am pretty sure that the whole fan assembly is going to come out with this radiator. It looks like it's all bolted together. It looks, let's see, I think there's a harness here. I don't think is there one over here? Yeah, I might have to pull these two off. So I'll have to get some stuff out of the way and then pull these brackets off so I can lift this thing up and out. Surprisingly, everything looks good in here. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly clean for a car this old. I'm gonna clean up all the hardware and brackets and stuff like that, probably repaint them, and get this thing ready to put the new one back in. While I have the access, I went ahead and put this lower hose on up to here. So far, the job's been pretty simple. I don't want to jinx myself, but I mean, it's going all right. Knock on wood. I have no wood to knock on. Here's the stock fans on the radiator. So I'm gonna pop these off and put them on the new radiator. When you're changing everything over, taking off your fans, you're gonna have to put these on the new radiator. There's just two plugs that unclip, and then it is actually a 22 millimeter. Not everybody's gonna have a 22 millimeter socket, so you might have to get creative, but if you have one, you're good to go. Just slide it on there and carefully remove these two sensors. These are the little plugs you're going to take out of these two spots and then put your sensors in there and tighten them down. They'll have an O-ring on the other side. Just tighten them, but don't over tighten them and overdo it, but you do want them in there nice and snug and so they won't leak. There it is, we're ready to slide back in. This is your drain plug. It's a little bit different than the stock one. The stock one had a little nipple thing with a hose on it, and you would just loosen the plastic piece and it would drain out the bottom. Make sure you tighten yours. These are in here kind of loose from the factory, so make sure you don't forget about it. Tighten this up before you stick it in the car and start filling it up. So I just tested my aero motor here for the front. Basically, I just unclipped it from the harness, and you can see there's a red and a black wire. I just followed them in. Here's my red and black wire. I just got a little battery, kind of a little jumper battery, and hooked terminals to that one, and it made the motor turn one way, and then when you flip them, it'll turn the motor the opposite direction. So I know it moves up and down and does, that's all it's supposed to do actually, is just go up and down and raises and lowers this little bracket and that bracket there. When I plug all this back in and hook up the rear one, it should work. I'll have to hook up a GoPro, I guess, to find out. All the way down to the end, and I found one problem. The only problem I pretty much run into all day long. I put these brackets back on, and this sits up a little bit taller even though it's down in the pins. So the stock bolt that goes back here is this short one like this. So what I had to do was go through all of my stainless hardware that I kept from jet skiing. So I had to go and find this bolt, which is just a little bit longer, and it'll take up that gap, and I got it threaded and started so I can get these to pull down. I've got to do the same thing over here because you can see there's a gap, so I need a longer bolt. Other than that, so far everything has gone smoothly. Once I get these brackets tight, I can put this thing on the ground, get it full, get it started, and bleed the air, and that should be it. Keyword should. There it is, all set. She's ready to be put back on the ground. That was the only little hiccup there, and I'm not sure if anybody else has had that issue or not, but it was a pretty simple fix. Both fans are running. I just kicked on the AC to make sure everything was working all right. And the gauge is still right there. Yeah, it's perfect. It's just holding steady. Car is idling great. Temperature seems to be right on. I'll call that a success. Everything is great inside the car. Temperatures are perfect. Fans kick in. I'm just gonna let it cool down now and then just double check the level and top it off if I need to. I am shocked that this was kind of a simple install. I expected it to go much worse, but after the struggle I had with the Ranger fuel sending unit, I guess I needed a win and the universe provided. So thanks, universe. So in total, this project probably took me about 3 hours. My OCD will not let me put rusty, nasty bolts back in once I've taken them out. So I was taking quite a bit of time cleaning up every single bit of hardware that came off. If you're not that OCD and you just get after it and swap everything, you could probably do it in half the time. I was also messing with the aero thing up front and testing the motor and some other stuff. So, even at 3 hours, it's really not that big of a deal to do a full radiator swap. Easy little project. Don't be afraid to wrench on your car. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider subscribing. Stay hungry, stay foolish.